Right everyone, I've come to a place called Castle Rising, which is an old castle in England, but it's not one of those that you can walk around and it's still with turrets and everything. It's pretty much crumbled down. So here we are on the outer banks, on the outer mounds for defensive, obviously for its defensive purposes. I'm here with the son Arthur, and my name's Anthony Cummins, and I'm the author of Zen and the Samurai Sword and How to Be a Modern Samurai. Let's have a quick look round. Now look at that. It's quite difficult on camera to see, but the awesomeness of the slope. Fighting up that slope would be pretty impressive, and I can imagine back in the day it was much more strikingly angled, and obviously you'll have posts to stop it all and all that. But it's quite cool. We've come down the little steps in, and they've cut a stairway out. Whether this used to be an old castle wall, I'm not sure. You know, an old gateway. We'll have a look when we get in. I have been here before, but it was a long time ago. You get up those stairs, son? So let's have a gander. So we come past the mounds now. So you see that's the mound where we've just come down. You can see there's a complex of mounds inside, or defensive banks. And you can see it's quite a complicated system round. And there, another one. You'll be all right, son. Come on, catch up with your dad. You'll be right. So you can see there from this vantage point how they would cut in. Now, I do a lot of stuff on samurai history, and it's very, very similar. For those who don't live in England, this is a very old castle. By that, I mean, like, oh, the boy's crying. Come on, Mr. Man. So this is a very old castle. So I'll give you the proper dates when I get them, but I'm going to say about 1,000 years. But whereas a lot of the castles you guys are used to seeing are actually about 500-600 years, maybe 700 years. But you can see this is the old sort of like mud bank, and it probably would have been a wooden palisade originally. Right. So yeah, as I thought, it is basically, it was completed in 1200. So it's about 1,000 years old, because it said it was fully, finally completed. So what it would be, it'll be a Norman castle, won't it, usually? It doesn't say there, but basically a Norman castle. You can see here's the idea of it. You've got the main castle up here with the round bit. That's that there. That would have been the main castle. And then you've got the secondary bit, the enclosure, where people would have lived down there. People lived in the enclosure and down there. Come on, he's in the right mood today. So there's the walled enclosure there for the inhabitants. There's the Lord's castle, as you can see there. Boom, boom. And this is the bridge we've come across from the car park. And you can see it all the way around there. How cool is that? Arthur, when you're watching me in about 20 years and I say, go through my video, son, and say, you've been asleep for 2 hours, you shouldn't be tired at all, you grumpy little boy. Are you a grumpster? Are you a grumpy man? One of the gateways to come in. I assume that's a similar sort of information there. But what we're going to do now is go up into the main Motte and Bailey area. Right, we're going into it. Imagine this. As much as these are seen as primitive castles in castle design, these are basically Motte and Baileys, then they're still impressive. I mean, it is hard for you to gauge how tall that is. You know, how tall that really is there. And just even the idea of getting up there is massive. You look at them above you, and that's only the base of the tower. The tower would have been up there. It would have been a ridiculously impressive feat of engineering. The upper ward gatehouse. What makes something a ward versus an upper ward and lower ward? I want somebody to put in the comments below what the concept of ward would be in this situation. Okay, the Great Tower. This is known as the Inner Bailey, and the stone wall you can see are the remains of the keep or the castle tower. So they're the bits. So that there, you alright mate, I'll be a minute, is that, and they at the top are them. So that's what it would have been. Is that bit of grass hindering you? You can climb almost anything in the play centre, but God forbid you climb up that little path. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on then. So here you go. Excavations of this area unexpectedly revealed that the first building was finished by William de Warnay around the 1080s. Yes, so basically 1,000 years old. A light footed grand country house. 2 stories rather than the castle suggests it was built as a residence more than a stronghold. However, you don't ever build a residence on the top of a hill, do you? For the point of it being a nice country estate. Of course, the Normans always built strongholds, or at least defendable places. So they're here in a very defendable place. Well, I'm assuming, and you can't get in there at the minute. I'm not sure why. Obviously, bits of crumbling in. Typical that. I never understand that in English history in England. We used to be really either just watch yourself, or they'd put it in a net wire or something. But now they just put really temporary crap stuff. Shows you how much England's losing its money. We can't even, you know, get these things sorted anymore. It's a whole new debate. I would love to go into it on this channel, but I just don't want to make it a political channel. But we are struggling in Old England to keep these things. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Try and do this without dropping my phone down. But right down there is where the battlements are. I have seen a documentary on Castle Acre, and there's still a lord of the village, I think. Obviously he doesn't live here, but he lives in his little, and I think the family's been here for like 800 years or something. I don't know if it's the same family. I don't know. Somebody try and find that link for me. But as we come down, you can see this was the old walkway. Obviously this has been reconcreted just to stop it falling apart, but here you get the idea with the oh, stay there son, you don't want to drop down there. Yeah, you could easily smash and kill people from there. Let's go back down, my old dog. Right, let's go down here son. So let's walk to the bridge, shall we? Let's walk to the bridge. Come on. He's being a cranky little bugger. Come on son, come on. So I want you guys to tell me what you think about this. What do you think of the difference between these and Japanese castles? If you actually look at early Japanese castles, they're not very much different. And the actual power is not really in the stone so much. It's more in the landscape of the hills. It's really difficult. Obviously the castle helps, but a lot of it is to do with hills. Like the siege of Osaka, once they get rid of the moats and the fortified banks, they can take over easily. The banks are a real problem for people trying to invade a castle, a real problem. So Mr. Man's woke up now and he bloody well just wants to play on the bridge. Do you not understand that trolls exist under the bridge and they're going to eat you? Honestly, they're right there now. You're going to get killed. Are you alright with that? Is Daddy going to save you? So Arthur William, named after King Arthur, and William the Conqueror, who got these castles sorted. Have you come back to look after all your castles? Yeah. Hobbit to take to Isengard. Right, off we go then. So the tour is pretty much over, except I've got to stand on this bridge in the freezing cold now while he counts the bloody steps or whatever he's doing. Right guys, that was Castle Acre. Father and son trip of the day because the woman's at work, so it means I'm not getting any work done. So just to make sure we can keep these going, you can either buy me a coffee in the link below, or you can buy a copy of my new book, Zen and the Samurai Sword. That would really help me out. And you can see Old England behind you. Let's keep English traditions going. Let's keep English culture going. Let's do everything we can to keep all this stuff alive. So just make sure you pass this video on. Keep learning about Old England and the West. Let's keep it all alive. Say bye, Arthur. Bye-bye.